Jump to verse 7. By faith, Noah, being divinely warned of things not yet seen, like we were preaching this morning. Rain had never been seen. There had never been rain. It had never ever rained on earth. But because Noah was righteous, because Noah pleased the Lord, God showed him things that had not yet been seen. Noah moved with godly fear. How I pray that you and I may move with godly fear. Prepared an ark for the saving of his household. How I pray that you may also prepare to be carriers of the ark of the presence of the Lord that will bring salvation to our households, even as we explained this morning. And by which he condemned the world. In other words, he was fearless. And he became an heir. We talked about this morning. He inherited from the righteousness, an heir of righteousness, which is according to faith. So Noah is another one who is watching you. When you're feeling discouraged, he's another one who you should remember. Who, even though things had never been done, he said, if God says it, I believe it. So that settles it. If God says, according to the prophetic word that God is speaking upon HPM in Isaiah 60, if God says, a little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. Me, I have never seen it done by any member of the family. Me, I've never done it. I've never seen it done by a woman. But because God says it, I believe it. And that settles it. So even though I have no one to encourage me, I remember that Noah encouraged himself. There was nobody to encourage Noah. He built that ark, he built the house of the Lord, so to speak, single-handedly. Noah is sitting in the garden. He's content. When you want to throw in the towel, and I don't know who he speaks to, but I'd like to imagine they intercede for us. Let this one not give up. Let this one learn to encourage herself in the Lord. Let this one learn to encourage himself in the Lord. Even as David encouraged himself in the Lord. Heroes of faith, a cloud of witnesses. By faith, we know the father of faith is Abraham. Obeyed when he was called to go out to the place which he would receive as an inheritance. Obedience is better than sacrifice, is what Abraham is saying to somebody. By faith, Sarah herself also received strength to conceive seed. And she bore a child when she was past her age, or the age, because she was judged, because she judged him faithful. How I pray that you may judge him faithful today. Know that Sarah is watching. She's in the garden, saying, I can see that the promises of God, this one is beginning to doubt. But she judged him righteous, who promised. I'm here to say to HPMI, judge him faithful, he who has promised. Yes. Judge him faithful, who has promised. Therefore, from one man, and him as good as dead, were born as many as the stars of the sky, in multitude, innumerable as the sand which is by the seashore. In other words, out of barrenness came forth or sprang forth multitudes. Not just multitudes as many as the sand of the seashore, but a blessed multitude. Out of Abraham, who was close to dead. I mean, when you're 100 years, I think there's quite a lot of things that have dried up by that time, where you really don't expect much to happen. But things happened for him, and he and Sarah conceived. It is the same God who spoke this promise to Abraham, who says, I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. What I did for Abraham, which I promised Abraham, and I've kept my promise to Abraham to this day, I will do for you. Amen. A little one shall become 1,000. Yes. And a small congregation shall become a strong nation. Yes. Because that saith the Lord. Amen. And when God speaks, no man can reverse. Hallelujah. Amen. So there is a cloud of witnesses that are encouraging us through these scriptures. Who are saying, don't give up. Don't give in. Don't throw in the towel. Never ever give up. Never ever give up. Keep going. Believe God. Count Him as faithful. Consider Him faithful. And you too, you may not wait until you're 100 years, but certainly the impossible will become possible. Amen. Because you have chosen to believe God. Faith is the key to the great testimony in your life. Yes. Now faith is, Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1. The substance of things not seen. You have never seen a mega church. I said you have never seen a mega church. Yes. You have never given birth to a mega church. Amen. But faith is the substance of things not seen. It's holding on to the promises of God and holding God faithful, accounting to God as faithful. In other words, giving yourself and your service, your sacrificial giving, your prayers, your faith to God and declaring Him faithful. Hallelujah. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Yes. The heroes of faith are reminding you and I. You've never seen it. Don't worry. Abraham is saying and Sarah, they're probably chuckling. I'm sure they're not husband and wife there, but I'm sure they still know each other. Chuckling and saying, we have also never seen anyone who gives birth at the age of, how old was Sarah? 90. He really wasn't too much of a sugar daddy, eh? 10 years is not such a big problem. But because of food, sugar 15, 20 years, you're now a sugar daddy. Be careful. Am I talking to anyone in the house? Anyone who's not married? Yes, I'm talking to Evans. Yeah. So, the heroes of faith are encouraging us today, saying, even if they've never seen it, our God is able. Yes. Our God is able to do exceedingly, abundantly, above that which you think or ask or even imagine. Even as the testimonies in this house testify. And I'm saying, it's your turn to testify. It's your turn to receive that uncommon testimony. Amen. So, run this race. Run your race, knowing that you are surrounded by a cloud of witnesses. Therefore, lay aside every weight. Weights are worse than sin. Because sin, you know, this is sinful, I keep away. Others can, but I can't. But weights are lethal. Weights take away your strength. Weights burden you with such a heaviness. Put a spirit of heaviness on you. Weights, I would say, anxieties. And you must know anxiety is the opposite of faith. Worry is the opposite of faith. Worry can keep you busy like somebody sitting on a rocking chair but going nowhere. That's why the Bible says, be anxious for nothing, but in all things, through prayer and supplication, let your request be made known unto God. What is your request today? I declare that will be your testimony. I declare that the answer to that request will be your testimony. In the name of Jesus the Christ. But listen to this. Lay aside those weights. The Bible says, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. I know many of us are carrying many concerns in this house. But the Bible says, lay aside those weights. Lay aside those anxieties. That does not mean ignore them. It means, no, you can only do so much. You can only do your best. The rest is up to God. No, that he says, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. No, that he means my yoke is easy and my burden is light. So take my yoke, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. A yoke, or to be yoked, is to be partnered together with them. Partner with me. When we say oxen are yoked or cattle are yoked, we are saying they've got those things that put them together so that they pull together. So when he says my yoke is easy and my burden is light, he's saying partner with me. Be yoked with me. Do not be unequally yoked with non-believers, but be yoked with me, partner with me. My yoke is easy and my burden is light. So bring your burdens to the cross of Calvary. This is what he is saying. Hallelujah. And when you leave that place of prayer, don't pick up that burden. There are many of us that come, we bend, we bow down before the right cross, before Christ Jesus. We pray, we offload, we download, and heaven has heard. The angels are busy processing your prayer request, sorting out, I am a finance, I am a family. I am a prayer request, I am a profession, I am a school fees. So while the angels are, because they have to sort them out, I am a prayer request to go HPMI. I am trying to bowl HPMI. Because the Bible says prayers are as incense before God. The angels take our prayers and they put them in the censer. And the angels set fire to the prayers that are also our sacrifices. And hence it smells as sweet incense before the nostrils of God. So that while the angels are busy sorting out, I am a prayers. The censer is full enough. I am a prayers. HPMI. They bring the censer before God. There's nothing, God. There's nothing. It's empty. The censer is empty. There's no incense in the censer. So God the Almighty will be sitting on his throne, making judgments, making decisions to bless you. HPMI, there is nothing, nobody prayed. So there was no sweet incense in the nostrils of God. But let's assume that day we prayed, as we ought to. Men ought to pray always and not faint. So the angels are busy processing. HPMI censer. Most High God, they bow down before the throne of God. And our prayers, the Bible says, rise up to God, to the throne of God, and to his nostrils, a sweet incense before him. And so, while there's a board meeting, and God is asking, how shall we bless this man? How shall we bless this woman? And the angels are busy on assignment. because that's what the Bible says, on assignment to make sure that that file, which was supposed to incriminate you so that you lose your house. And here I'm speaking through testimonies. It just can't be found. You did not have to bribe anybody here on earth. The angels did it for you. And where the house was supposed to be attached, the case just knew us. So while the angels are on assignment, and the archangel is fighting the prince of Persia after the board decision to say, bless this woman, bless Abraham, bless Abel, bless Sarah, bless Virginia, bless Farai, bless me. Those decisions have been made. But the prayers face a barrier. The prayers are intercepted in the mid-heavens. The Bible tells me in the book of Daniel, by the prince of Persia, who delays the answers to your prayers. And while that is happening, if you have no faith, if you don't build up your faith by reading the word of God and understanding what real faith is, the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, you give up. And that's what, unfortunately, has been the sad story of many Christians. And when you give up, you disempower the angels. Because the Bible tells me that the angels do our bidding. What we bid them to do, what we confess with our mouths, is what empowers them. What we confess with our mouth is what disempowers them. So, the heroes of faith are here to tell us that we've all been through what you've been through. We waited for the promise. The promise did not look like it was coming. There are many that are not listed. I would add them. Take Joseph, for example. Joseph had a dream. Joseph saw the small one become a nation, a strong nation for that matter. He was just a 17-year-old boy, and God gave him the vision of greatness. And of course, he prematurely shared it, but that's not the issue. The issue is the vision never left his heart. He never allowed the vision to dwindle in his sight. That is in his spiritual sight. Look at what Joseph went through. He was not only disbelieved by his parents, that is what you may be going through. Where the people closest to you don't even believe in you. Your family doesn't even believe in you being a mega church pastor. But you have to push beyond. You have to push beyond the perceptions of other people and the opinions of other people. That's what Joseph, another hero of faith, would be telling you.